Hello all, welcome to episode 1 of Agentic AI. Today let's understand what, why, where and how of Agentic AI. Let's start from the beginning, the story of how AI grew up. So a long time ago, computers could only do what we told them exactly. They were like a little kid who can't think, just follow instructions. And then AI learned to ask questions. It's like AI going to school, a school kid. It started using expert knowledge like a big book of smart rules. But if you ask something new, it got confused. It couldn't learn new things by itself. It knew only what was written in its book. So that was the next phase. And then AI went to high school. It became a learner. So it started looking at lots and lots of examples, pictures, numbers, words, and learned patterns all by itself. Like seeing 1,000 pictures of cats and then saying, oh, that's a cat. So this was machine learning, but it still didn't understand why, the question why. It just copied what it saw. Then AI really got smarter. It got really good at studying like a genius student. Now it could learn millions of pictures, voices, words. It can see, hear, and talk like humans. So that's deep learning, the brainy part of AI. But even then, it couldn't plan or reason. It just did what it was told. So it was like a college student, a deep thinker. And then AI became creative, like an artist. Yeah, so AI could write poems, draw pictures, make songs, and code apps. For example, if you type draw a cat flying in space, and it does it. So that's generative AI, like ChatGPT or Gemini. But it still waited for you to tell what to do. And then now comes our grown-up AI, the agent. That's the agentic AI. It doesn't just wait, it acts. For example, if you ask the AI, help me plan a trip, it finds flights, book hotels, and even reminds you what to pack. So this agentic AI now can think, plan, decide. It doesn't stop there. It can also do things. That's act for you. Like a smart assistant that works by itself. So that's our grown-up AI, agentic AI. So summing up all this, let's look upon the technical term for all these phases or the evolution of AI. Baby AI, which merely follows rules, right? So we call this as rule-based systems. When we tell them if the temperature is 70 degrees Celsius, then sound alarm. It just follows the rules. And then our school AI, school kid AI, it uses expert knowledge. A big book of smart rules, right? So we call this as expert system. The next phase of the next evolution of AI was expert system after rule-based systems. And then our teen AI was good at learning. It learned from data, right? So technically we call this as machine learning. AI that can learn from data. So now our AI goes to college. It can see, talk, and understand. So we call this technically as deep learning. So we started with rule-based systems. We came to expert system, machine learning, and deep learning. And the next phase is AI became creative. It started creating things. So we call this technically as generative AI. So this is nothing but the Chat GPT and Gemini that we all use today, right? And the grown-up AI, which can think and act by itself. So this is what is technically called agentic AI. So yeah, now we know the technical names for all the AIs, how AI evolved, right? Let's look upon the core idea behind the evolution. Why this evolution happened step after the one after the another. So rule-based systems. The core idea behind this is, if something happens, then do that. If this happens, then do that. So the examples were the early control systems, the symbolic AI, the instructions were hard-coded. So it was completely hard-coded if-then rules. Then coming to our expert system, the idea behind this is capturing the expert knowledge in a mission. So the examples were medical diagnosis, credit risk assessment, and then our machine learning. Here the idea was to make AI learn from data. Initially we were following only rules, right? Now we are making AI learn from data instead of following the rules. So the examples for this is spam filtering, recommendation systems. Then our deep learning. Now AI knows to learn from data, will try to mimic the human brain using neural networks. So that was the core idea behind the deep learning. Examples were image recognition, voice assistance. And then comes a generative AI. Here the idea is to make AI create. So earlier AI was just predicting based on its learning. Now AI can create new things. So that's the idea behind this generative AI. And examples are chatbot, content generation, summarization, and all. And then comes our major topic, agentic AI. So here the idea is to make AI act. AI that doesn't just respond, it acts. So these are the core ideas behind each stage of AI. So now let's move on to our major question. What is agentic AI? So this agentic AI is basically built on generative AI, autonomy, memory, and tools. So it uses generative AI, it works autonomously, it uses memory, and also it uses some tools. So this agentic AI can reason, plan, act, and learn towards a defined goal. We don't have to give a constant user input to it. It does all these things autonomously. So that's agentic AI. Instead of a single prompt response, it runs a continuous loop. It perceives, takes the input, reasons. It breaks the input into multiple steps, plans how to execute the task. It works on the task, acts, and it learns from the task it has done and improves by itself. So that's agentic AI. So AI that can think, plan, and act by itself to achieve a goal. It doesn't just answer questions. Okay? Now moving on to next part of our session, how it works. So the first step is to perceive. We are giving a goal to agentic AI. The agentic AI has to understand the goal. or situation that we have given in order to further proceed. So that's perceive. And after understanding the goal, now the agentic AI has to think and plan what steps are required in order to fulfill the goal. So that's the second thing, reason. After planning all the steps that it has to take, now our agentic AI will use tools to run code or make decisions. So basically, act. So that's the third step. And then it will improve by learning from the results. So that's the fourth thing, reflect. So this is how agentic AI works. First, it understands the goal, and then it breaks down the goal. It thinks and plans the steps that are required to achieve the goal. It uses various tools, make decisions, and it acts to achieve the goal. At every step, agentic AI is going to learn from the results and improve itself. If the result doesn't meet the requirements of the goal, then it's going to again go into a loop, think, act, and reflect until we achieve our goal completely. So that's how it works. So for example, if we have a coding agent, so this coding agent is going to write the code, test the code, and then fix the issue if there are any issues on its own. So that's a coding agent. And when we look at this finance agent will analyze the stock, identify risk, and alerts you. So all these things happen autonomously on the steps that we have seen how it works, right? So based on that, this personal assistant agent, so this can autonomously book meetings for you, it can reply to your emails, set reminders. So that's the power of agentic AI. Now let's move on to the next phase. Why do we need agentic AI? We have here 7 reasons why do we need this agentic AI. So this traditional AI only talks. What does this mean? For instance, let's take generative AI. So this generative AI is brilliant, but it can't do things on its own. It waits for a prompt every time. Doesn't remember, plan ahead, or act unless you explicitly tell it, right? So for example, if you are giving a prompt, write an email to my team. Gen AI says, here is the email, and it provides the email content. Then we have to manually copy, paste, and send the email, right? But over here, it removes this barrier. It can decide, act, and complete the task autonomously. So it can complete task autonomously. So if we give the prompt, write an email to my team, going to write the email, it's going to open our email, it will draft and send the email autonomously. So that's the power of agentic AI over here. It's not like the traditional AI that just stops after answering the prompt. Okay? So most of the real world tasks aren't one-step answers. They require planning, decision making, and usage of tools. So Gen AI can't do all these things. So what agentic AI does is it breaks down a big goal into smaller tasks, executes each one, and adjusts if something fails, like a real assistant would. So we need generative AI to handle real world and multi-step problems. Next is, humans spend hours doing repetitive, rule-based and coordination-based heavy activities, right? So what agentic AI can do is it can continuously watch data for changes. It can act immediately when conditions are met. So it shifts humans from doing to deciding, thereby saving time for more creative and strategic work. So agentic AI saves time and efforts for human. Basically by automating routine tasks. So agentic AI is going to automate routine tasks, thereby it helps humans save time and effort. Then, generative AI is very great at conversations, and agentic AI is great at execution. So agentic AI can connect to APIs, databases, and tools. So this turns AI from a talker to actually a doer. So one that can actually change the world outside the chatbots. So agentic AI makes artificial intelligence truly useful in real world in this way. So that's our next reason why we need agentic AI. Moving on, agentic AI can reflect on what it did right or wrong. It stores the experience in the memory and uses it next time, which means it gets smarter with use, like a person learning from experience, unlike traditional AI, which just forgets everything after each chat, right? So in Gen AI, if you are using a chat, then when you move on to the next chat, it's going to forget everything about that previous chat, right? But it's not with the case of agentic AI. Agentic AI will store every single thing in the memory. So it enables continuous improvement. It's going to get smarter with more use. So that's why we need agentic AI. The next reason is many complex problems like software development, research, or business planning, it all needs teamwork. So agentic AI, what it does is it allows multiple AI agents to work together. So we can use one for research, one for writing, one for testing, just like a real team. So this concept is what we call as multi-agent collaboration. So this agentic AI allows us to collaborate with multiple agents, other agents. So that's a major reason why agentic AI is very useful to us. And the final reason is this agentic AI is paving way for AI project managers that can run workflows autonomously, AI scientists that can conduct experiments autonomously, and AI engineers that can build systems, AI powered organizations that can operate 24/7 autonomously again. So it's the next stage of automation, intelligent, adaptive, and self-directed approach. So it basically builds foundation of autonomous systems. So these are the major reasons why we need agentic AI. And now let's compare traditional AI versus agentic AI. So what challenges that we face with traditional AI and how agentic AI stands as a solution answering these challenges. So the first challenge is in traditional AI is going to wait for the prompt. AI will act towards a specific goal. In traditional AI, in order to execute a task, it has to perform multiple steps, that we need to provide multiple prompts. Whereas in agentic AI it itself plans and executes all these tasks autonomously. So in traditional AI, humans waste time on routine work. It can't do routine work by itself. Whereas agentic AI, it automates the routine works intelligently. Traditional AI doesn't have memory. so it forgets everything. Whereas agentic AI has memory, it learns and remembers everything. In traditional AI, humans work alone. So every single person works with the AI alone, giving prompts. Whereas in agentic AI, you can have multiple agents, and AI agents can collaborate, work together in order to achieve a specific goal. So this traditional AI is like a student who gives great answers, like really great answers. Whereas our agentic AI is like a co-worker, so who understands the goal and gets the job done from the start to finish. I hope the comparison is clear. Now let's move on to the next phase of our session. Where do we use this agentic AI in real world? So agentic AI is already finding strong use cases across industries. Let's look up some main application areas. So in software engineering, so this software development is basically full of repetitive multi-step tasks. So this area is really perfect for autonomous agents. Here, coding agents. These coding agents can write, test, debug, and deploy code automatically. And CI/CD agents. These agents can trigger builds, monitor pipelines, and fix failed deployments. And issue triage agents can analyze the error logs and open Jira tickets autonomously. So that's how agentic AI eases software engineering and automates a lot of tasks. So the outcome is going to be faster development cycles. We'll have less manual debugging. So humans will have more time for strategic planning. And in business productivity, you can have AI executive assistants that can autonomously schedule meetings, summarize emails, take meeting notes. And we can also have workflow agents that connect tools like Slack, Jira, and Google Drives to run entire workflows. Report generation agents can compile weekly dashboards automatically. So AI executive assistants, workflow agents, and report generation agents. So businesses need constant coordination, right? So these agents can maintain those coordinations well. So the outcome is going to be reduced routine work, will have better time management, and will also get constant continuous updates. And in finance and investments, market changes fast. Humans can't monitor everything 24/7. So if we have portfolio agents, it can analyze live stock data, rebalance portfolios, and also suggest trades. And then fraud detection agents, it can monitor transactions and alert anomalies continuously. And then financial research agents can read earnings report and produce insights. So all these things can be automated with the help of agentic AI. So finance research agents. Now in healthcare fields, we can use agentic AI to summarize medical data, assist in diagnosis, etc. In the educational domain, so agentic AI is used for personalized tutoring and also for course creations, customer support. We all know the 24/7 service bots that works autonomously answering customer questions. So this is where agentic AI has made has produced marvelous results. And then in robotics, with the help of agentic AI, we can make self-managing warehouses, delivery systems, etc. So warehouse, autonomous delivery systems, research. In research area, you can make automated data analysis with the help of agents and also hypothesis testing. So in the bigger picture, agentic AI is turning AI from a tool into a teammate. So instead of asking it to help, you can just assign goals to agentic AI. It will take care of the rest. So that's the power of agentic AI. Thank you all.